What's up, y'all? It's Will from DevGrabber, and welcome to a fantastic new edition of Video Jobs. Now, I know I say this every time I do these things, but I'm legit stoked, really pumped up about this particular client and the domain they're servicing. They really got my heart there. Definitely one of the bigger reasons why I kind of picked them up as a client. And from a stack perspective, it's an actual dun-dun-dun-dun full stack engineer job. It's been my experience, and I've had a lot of experience that when they ask for full stack, it's still wicked heavy in the UI or back end. They just want that skill set. We don't know why. Usually to just say that, they've got a bunch of full stack engineers, but in this case, folks, this is very, very even across the board. Okay, so you true full stackies, I think you're going to dig this. 100% remote until the sun burns out. We're not going to pull the hybrid BS on you. This will always be remote. I can tell you we've got a preference for the Pacific and the Midwest just because the time zone. A lot of the team lives in the Cali area. A lot of them live in Hawaii. So I'm not saying East Coast people, like you're just know what you're dealing with as far as time zone wise. But yeah, we'll always be remote. So big part of the reason why I'm working with these folks in particular. Number one, AI machine learning company. Want those in my Rolodex as a company. And these guys have a focus on computer vision. So a lot of video, a lot of camera stuff. Computer vision software for wildlife conservation, specifically wildlife, fisheries, things of that nature. In fact, they are very well funded, and it's by really storied and well-known conservation societies and establishments, because what they are cooking up, really, and every person in the building believes this, really is going to make a dent and really make an impact overall on conservation. Okay, so let's get into the full stackiness. 60% TypeScript. They're actually running multiple instances of Vue and React for different reasons. I can tell y'all right out of the gate that the only views you'll really be responsible for are going to be desktop and tablet, just because of the nature of this software and how they use it in the field. So no mobile variant to really have to worry about, maybe in the future. So everybody's running TypeScript, especially on the UI side. 40% of this on the back end, Python. All right. Heavy Python. I'm going to need people that have built products in Python that really understand that language pretty well. Again, it's almost 50% of your job. They're an open API spec shop, which is basically some great API best practices that have to deal with HTTP APIs. This is a Swagger product. Okay, so open source people are going to dig that. It's all microservices. It's all Docker. It's all Kubernetes. So fully containerized microservices and native cloud, like just out of the gate. All right. Azure, heavy Azure shop, but y'all, this is not a Microsoft stack. Okay. This is not .NET. Nobody writing any C# here at all. Okay. So even though they're dependent on their Azure infrastructure, and that's a big part of this job, they're running Ubuntu flavored Linux, which I just love saying, Ubuntu. I hope you do too. Horrible Linux joke. Bash. Every single engineer on this team, and it's a small team, can do some command line stuff. All right. So Bash, supporting a Linux environment. These are big time aspects of this job. On the deep learning side, they're using PyTorch and they're using TensorFlow. Okay. As far as what are we doing for kind of like the main bullet points, I want to make this stuff really, really clear. All right. API driven product, but not building new APIs. It's not part of the job. All right. What I need is people that are scaling existing APIs that are already in production. Okay. This is a huge part of the job. All right. On the client side, there's a little bit of API implementation. So again, really looking for people with expertise in this area. The benefit to y'all, besides actually building conservation software, which is nicer than some CRM, you're going to get to learn this stuff. All right. The TypeScript, Python, all of these, this is must-have stuff. I need you to hit the ground running. But as far as machine learning and AI, you're going to be supporting this team from a machine learning ops perspective in this Azure environment. Okay? If you really take to it, and eventually you want to do that kind of predominantly, that is in your future. Okay? And if you're not trying to jump on the AI ML train right now, and in a good way, that's going to get you into heaven, you probably should be. Okay? As far as the base salary, it's not a get-rich company. It's a science company. 120K to 140K base. Pretty much non-negotiable. And so far, I've been able to find a couple people that really rep well for this job that fit in there okay. So all you true full stackers, you TypeScript, Python, the snake on the back end. Would love to talk to you, especially if you've got an expertise in scaling those commercial APIs. If you know any of these people, send them my way. Yeah, and any resharing or anything in the comments, I would be really appreciative. Okay, thanks, y'all. Happy Masters weekend.